Okay, so just to also show you guys that I know I have videos promoting semitsu, but don't get it messed up. I love Sanwa. You see this? This Alyssa stick this is my pride and joy, and this is a Sanwa stick. I just got this, so obviously it doesn't have all the artwork and everything on it. I just switched it to semitsu. That's all I've done so far, and the ball type, of course. And this is also something that may help people kind of understand the difference. All right, so with the Sanwa, I guess one of the major differences is the neutral time. So I'm going to show you. All right. And this is a new Sanwa, so semitsu. I don't know how well it's showing up on the camera, but the semitsu is much faster going back to neutral. Now I'm going to give you a practical application. The practical application of this is that I'm doing a combo Mortal Kombat, right? And I'm playing Katana, it's one of my favorite characters. And I knock them in the air, and I have to run across, which is double tap forward with the block button, run across. And then I have to hit forward 4, which is forward and 4. With the Sanwa stick, I found that at times I would run across and it didn't feel like it returned to neutral fast enough. Now, I'm not saying that I can't do it, because I was using the Sanwa for weeks and I was still landing the combo. But that's an example of a subtle difference. Whereas with the semitsu, the faster neutral allowed me to then just tap forward. Sometimes I felt like I would have to bring it back to neutral myself and then push it forward. It's kind of a subtle thing. You really have to just dive in and try it. They're both exactly the same price. So if you already have a semitsu, then I encourage you to try Sanwa. And if you already have a Sanwa, I encourage you to get a semitsu. But I guess some advice. If you have a Sanwa and sometimes you feel like your stick is loose or it feels too loose, then it's most likely not the stick. Maybe what you want is a more tighter spring. So try semitsu. They're very, very, very similar. Very similar. As you can see, I'm even using Sanwa buttons. I've used Sanwa, I've used semitsu buttons, and here's one of the things I was saying with people, like when you, these are the silent buttons, so they're not really making that much noise, but it's like when you're having your hands on them, just resting them, you see, like I'm literally trying to barely touch them. You see how it's actually pressing? Things like this wouldn't really happen on the semitsu buttons. These are also Sanwa, so I can't really show you the side by side because my original semitsu stick got stolen. But this was one of the things that I was even explaining to people in other videos. But all in all, they're both really good sticks, Sanwa and semitsu. There's no con or no like huge disadvantage if you say, man, I want to get Sanwa because everyone has Sanwa. And there's no disadvantage of saying, hey, I want to get semitsu. Some people swear by Sanwa. Some people swear by semitsu. I enjoy semitsu for what it is, but I also really like Sanwa. And I played them both on everything. Fighting games, just everything. Fighting games, they're just absolutely equal. I mean, I even tried to play like classic games, like Duck Hunt with these sticks. So I can tell you that they both get the job done. And practice, when you practice on one stick, you may feel more comfortable with it initially, just because you practice more on it. But there's not really if you know how to use an arcade stick, you know how to use an arcade stick. There's no real learning curve to using one over the other. It's more of a subtle difference that may take a few rounds to adjust. But it's not going to be something, debilitating. But here we have it, side-by-side comparison.